Welcome to the Teaching for Success Faculty Success Center. The TFS eMentor program presents Critical Success Factor Thinking, which is information in Program Section 5. Hello, I'm Jack Schroeder, Executive Director of Teaching for Success. I've been working on faculty development design experience for about 24 years, and that was after 14 years of full-time teaching and department chair experience for 2 community colleges and the University of Illinois. This presentation focuses on critical success factor thinking and how it can help you improve your teaching. The first question you probably have is, well, what are critical success factors? Critical success factors are a set of skills or competencies that are so crucial to achievement in a professional area that a deficiency in any one of these factors may block success. Well, we've created at Teaching for Success a wheel consisting of 6 critical success factors, and there are usually 5 or 6 critical success factors in any particular area, professional area, that are important and crucial to the success or achievement of the goals in that area. And not everyone, let's say up front, not everyone will agree with these. We've just put these together over many years of thought and research and study, and find that these at least give us a good organizational content of the major skills that each instructor does need to master and work on, because when you put them all together, success in teaching is much more likely and much more powerful in reaching the outcomes, teaching outcomes that you desire. So let's go through them one by one just to give you an idea of what we're talking about. Leadership is the number one area, just because it kind of showed up that way in the wheel. But also, we begin our course the minute we step in front of our students or send them their first communication via email, an online course or post, that they get a sense of who we are and what we're going to be doing. So a key concern is in leadership is, what can I and only I do to lead my students to learning success? And the more I know about that, the greater impact I will have as an instructor. Some of the things that will help along the way are accepting responsibility for outcomes, setting and clarifying learning goals for my course, relating these goals to students' goals and preferences and reasons for why they have enrolled in this course, inviting students to set individual learning goals, defining expectations for the instructor, for oneself, and explaining what you expect out of yourself, as well as the expectations of learners in your class and what behaviors and goals you expect from your learners to be involved in. In all that helps to build trust. Leaders insist on integrity, they inspire, encourage, and definitely lead by example. Okay, number 2 is management. In management area, the key concern as far as management skills is, well, how can I streamline the learning process? Optimize lesson plans and lesson activities so the students can get the most out of each minute of class time or time that they're using in their own study or posting discussions and analyzing material and writing performance products and so forth. We need to create a positive learning environment. That would be another management task. And also to remove blocks that ruin the students' primary focus on what they're doing, or introducing or allowing activities that do not produce results and that are not involved with achieving the major goals of the course. Looking at what our assignments is one way to streamline learning, because sometimes assignments are too many of them, are not in line with the learning goals that we have set, and therefore our students see them as a waste of time. So we want to be sure we do not do what does not need to be done, or put it a different way, we need to be sure we are doing exactly what we need to do each moment to reach the learning goals that we really have set. Right, instruction number three, absolute core competency for instructors, and it's all about well, what is the best instructional strategy? And to get there, we need to define our major learning outcomes, goals. We need to choose then a teaching approach that is consistent with the best way to get to these outcomes. All of that would work into definitive lesson plans that will help us set performance standards, will tell us when and tell the students when they're going to be tested for performance. It's going to inform them on a valid grading system and also help us give improvement feedback to students. Now, a second part of this critical success factor of instruction is the highlighting of the lesson plan, because it guides what we do and helps students understand the learning process and kind of keeps us on track. So the lesson plan is like the front wheel of a vehicle, learning vehicle, and that we have portrayed here. We call it the Pi R3 lesson wheel because that's a mnemonic to help us remember what the segments of a good lesson might be. And so we have prepare, input, explore, there's the Pi section, and the R squared, or retain, recall, reconfirm means testing and reflection at the end of the lesson on the process for reflection by students and by the instructor to put together the next sequence of a lesson and to see how it could be improved given the particulars of the course and the group which you're working with. The Teaching for Success section on critical success factors will give you information on each of those sections of the Pi R3 lesson plan, what exactly you can do in each of the areas and what they mean to producing lesson plans consistent with the Pi R3 outlook. Now this system is based on the work of Colin Rose, who was involved with accelerated learning, and something we have used ourselves, and has been very helpful to again to streamlining instruction, making it work for us in the best way possible. So kind of passing that information on to you. The fourth area of critical success factor thinking is in the context and content analysis. And what we mean by that is looking at the course and the knowledge that's included in the course and asking about, well, how does this content relate to other subjects? How is it connected internally? What are its categories and subdivisions and kind of strings of flow? And to be able to relate those then to the learner. The second part of the context analysis is asking to instructors to think about the class, or whether online or face-to-face, but what is the context of the learning? What are the age of the students, the preferences, cultural differences, needs, special needs? What's it going to look like, and how can we prepare instruction to best fit in and make a great context for learning? A couple of subpoints here might be to analyze the content of what we're looking at, the breadth and depth of the knowledge, and then identify links and connect knowledge to familiar subjects. Because students if this is a new subject for students, perhaps something like a technology or a math area that students have not had familiarity with, they're going to need to connect it to what they know and to start learning, and that will aid them if you can do that. So part of the content analysis, taking a look at that would help you prepare and do that. Communication is the way we keep students engaged and the way the messages come across clearly and the content is explored and discussed. So it's a very, very important area. Probably the best three things to look at are how are you doing? Is it clear? Is it simple? And is it comprehensible? Are you using communication strategies such as stories, metaphors, analogies, similes, examples, all are powerful ways to communicate content. Also, are posing questions and engage students' minds, and also having them create their own questions, of course. The visual channel is a great tool because it's a high preference among learners. So the more visuals we can construct and use and bring in, the more probably successful we'll be with communicating the content. Number six, the last area in the wheel, is evaluation and testing. In other words, we're looking at to answer the question: how good is the learning process that have created, I'm involved in, and what are the results? So it's kind of a process and an end result concern. And the second part of it is how. Do the students know how they performed and how they can improve? So we're kind of doing two things. We're evaluating and we're testing. And we need to think about constantly doing this in small chunks, small pieces, much better than just having one huge midterm and one huge final. Is to small performance products that are being worked on all the time during the course will give students a better sense of how they're doing and to guide them in their study and how they are qualifying their time and putting their time to the best use. Okay, we can provide evaluative feedback and suggestions for improvement as another reason that we want to be involved with evaluation and testing. Okay, those are the six critical success factors that we've identified. And a good question at this point is, okay, that's good, but why should I bother to master? I'm doing okay. I'm getting my classes done. So what's the big advantage here? Well, we think there's three benefits that critical success factor thinking will bring to you. And one is going to increase your clarity. If you know the critical success factors and you've thought about them and you're working in them, the clarity on what teaching is all about is going to be much more in focus for you. The competency level in each of those six, as you add individual skills, your entire competency on teaching is going up, and that leads to great confidence. Your confidence level also increasing, and that is something actually very important when you're communicating with students either face to face or online. That confidence level comes through. The respect they have for you is measured largely by the confidence you exude in what you're doing. So we want you to be have that very high level. Well, that's the reasons that we brought you this critical success factor thinking presentation. Hope it works for you, and thank you for your time.